Welcome, friends. We are here to tell you about all the awesomeness you can expect in the world of comics for the new year. But what better way to kick off 2011 than with the death of Spider-Man? Ultimate Spider-Man, that is. Starting this February in Ultimate Comics Spider-Man 153 and 154, then continuing into Ultimate Avengers vs. New Ultimates #1, Universe architects Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Millar are set to turn the Ultimate Universe on its ear once again by killing their flagship character. After Ultimatum, I wasn't sure I can take anymore, but this is promised to be a story unlike any you've ever seen. There's a new Man Without Fear, and his name is Black Panther. Starting in Black Panther, The Man Without Fear 513, T'Challa is rebounding from the events of Doom War and finding his place in New York, where he will face a new kind of crime boss in Vlad the Impaler. But fans of Mr. Murdoch shouldn't stress too much, because Daredevil Reborn starts this February, and although the details are still a bit sketchy, this story will hopefully make the guy at least likable again. Now, one of the most unexpected things Marvel is doing in 2011 is bringing back the CrossGen line. Yes, I said CrossGen. CrossGen was a comic publisher from the late 90s that had a handful of really interesting genre titles that had strong connective links as they made a concerted effort to universe build. They really tried to be a different kind of comic company, but the CrossGen experiment died in '04 with an unfortunate bankruptcy. But who should swoop in to buy up their assets? Disney. And now that Disney owns Marvel, well, I for one am very interested in what's in store this year. And to round out the Marvel side of things, how about we look at the impending death of one of the members of the first family, the Fantastic Four. In superstar writer Jonathan Hickman's current run on Fantastic Four, he's really shaking things up, but none more than in his current storyline, which wraps up this month, ominously titled 3. Recent clashes with Namor and Galactus and now a cured Ben Grimm have led up to this shocking conclusion in Fantastic Four issue 587, where purportedly someone will die. And what about the DC side of the funny pages? Well, fret not, because they're making some big changes over at DC, from an across-the-board price drop to the low price of $2.99 an issue to the conclusion of Brightest Day. There's a lot to look forward to in 2011. Last year's Superman Earth 1 by J. Michael Straczynski did gangbusters, and yes, he's already working on a sequel to the exclusion of any and all monthly titles. But here's hoping the Batman will be able to catch lightning in a bottle too. Expect a twisted modern revamping of Batman's origin and a brand new rogue for the Bats. And also from the maestro Jeff Johns and the illustrious Andy Kubert comes Flashpoint. Yes, Barry Allen is back, and now he's running right into his very own event. All we know for now is that something seems to be wrong for not just Barry, but all of Speed Force. And finally, as Jim Lee says goodbye to Wildstorm, he's definitely got something to look forward to at DC with Dark Knight, The Boy Wonder. From legendary Batman writer Frank Miller and Jim Lee, we're finally getting the second chapter to all-star Batman and Robin The Boy Wonder, now rebranded Dark Knight The Boy Wonder, and placed squarely and officially inside Miller's Batman mythos, which includes The Dark Knight Returns, The Dark Knight Strikes Again, and Batman Year One. This volume will finally continue the story of how Batman and Robin came to be, and they promise it's really going to come out monthly starting this February. And so there you go, just a taste, a sliver of what you can expect to see in 2011. 2010 was great and all, but this year is sure to rock your socks off, and make sure you keep it locked here to EP, because we're going to cover most of those rocks. Or your socks.